Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident God of Thunder. Despite some rough edges, I genuinely do love the MCU version of Thor. But in my opinion, out of all the movies, TV shows, and video games, the best depiction of Thor was without a doubt the one found in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This version of Thor perfectly condenses the comic Thor and was the MVP of this amazing animated show, featuring a definitive performance by Rick Wasserman, epic music, and of course, great Thor moments. So I'm going to be doing my absolute best to rank the top 10 best Thor moments in this show on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Number 10. Attack on Jotun. The Frost Giants have begun an attack on Asgard, and its defenders are losing the fight, but their strongest warrior arrives just in time.
Have at thee!
This episode is Thor's first appearance, and this part introduces the audience to Thor's world and his power. I love the sheer scale and ferocity on display in this fight. Thor is thrown into a building, and a building is thrown on top of him. One Frost Giant brings his sword down on Thor, but he catches it and throws the Frost Giant aside. And it all culminates with Thor bringing down the thunder like in stories of old.
I have felt your wrath, Frost Giants. Now you shall feel mine!
It's just a great fight that does a great job of introducing Thor and displaying his power. Number 9. Thor vs. Red Hulk. With the US government launching an attack on the Avengers, it falls to the Red Hulk to take Thor out of the picture. And this was a pretty big deal for multiple reasons. Within the series, the Red Hulk burst onto the scene in a big way. He tortured Hawkeye in front of Bruce Banner, and even had Hulk on the brink of defeat before backup arrived. In the comics, he famously humiliated Thor in their first battle by attacking him with his own hammer in space. It was a pretty big deal to see Thor fight the Red Hulk, both because of what he did to Thor's friends in the show, and what occurred in the source material. I honestly had no idea how this fight would end going in, which made this clash of titans all the more exciting. Thor strikes Red Hulk with lightning, only for him to rise to his feet and smile. Thor gives him a warning, and the Red Hulk lifts the entire Statue of Liberty. But this is where the fight ends. The Red Hulk's brazenness finally gets the best of him, and Thor clears the red terror that is hung over his friends and his comic counterpart. Number 8. Hes Saving Us All. Kang the Conqueror has begun his attack on the Earth, and the Avengers are flying into space to stop him. Kang has resorted to extreme measures, pointing his ship's strongest gun at the Avengers' mansion.
But we're right over the city. A blast that size will destroy everything.
I don't think Kang cares about collateral damage, Pym. He wants us gone, no matter who pays the price.
Nay.
Whoa! I've never seen him fly that fast. What's he doing?
He's saving us all.
Thor rises to the occasion and manages to not only save New York, but disable Kang's weapon, and prevent him from using it on the rest of the planet. It's so well executed, and so great to see humanity's protector at work. The way he doesn't even hesitate, and is so fast that he's already in the air while everyone is still processing what is happening, is just great. Number 7. Thor and Wasp go geek hunting.
I tire of these geeks. Should we not call the other Avengers?
They'll only slow us down, big guy.
The roster of the Avengers has plenty of experience with science and scientific monstrosities. Everyone except for Thor and the Wasp. They don't like science, and they know nothing about it, so seeing them go on a buddy cop adventure to take down AIM is actually amazing. It gets even better when the writers make the genius move to introduce them to MODOK.
Okay, stop. What is that?
'Tis some kind of... That is a very big head.
Their horrified reaction to seeing MODOK, the ultimate scientific abomination, is hilarious.
Like a frost giant's head on an infant's body.
Look at him! Why would somebody do that?
Never in all of the 9 realms have I seen a creature as foul as you.
Even the mind of a so-called immortal is no match for MODOK.
Yeah? Well, the moon is no match for your head.
Prepare your monstrous head for my wrath.
They also make a pretty good team in a fight, with Thor taking on most of the big battles, but the Wasp stepping in to save Thor from MODOK's mental attacks. It's a fun watch, and it also ends with the two learning a very valuable lesson.
Scientists are not to be trusted.
You've got that right.
Number 6. No honor. When the Wrecking Crew battles Thor, they quickly find themselves outmatched. With the rest of his team defeated, the Wrecker resorts to holding Jane Foster hostage. It doesn't end well for him.
Back off, Blondie. Or Florence Nightingale here is gonna get the worst headache of her life.
Have you no honor?
Not even a little.
Then you should be familiar with attacking a foe from behind.
Thor's battle with the Wrecking Crew is our first introduction to the God of Thunder. The audience doesn't know anything about him other than he can fight, and this moment at the end does a good job of characterizing Thor. When he sees what the Wrecker is doing, you can clearly see Thor is shocked, disgusted, and angry. This brief moment tells the audience that he is a character who values honor and chivalry. However, Thor is not a slave to his sense of honor. The Wrecker's comeuppance is cathartic, and the fact that Thor defeated him in that way shows that Thor values the lives of others more than the glory of an honorable battle. It's a great moment that shows the audience who Thor is. Number 5. Thor vs. the Skrulls. For half a season, the Skrulls have been planning to take over the Earth, and they've finally executed their plan. They've revealed themselves, cornered Earth's heroes, and assembled their army of Super Skrulls. But Iron Man got a friend, one who has been off-world for the whole Skrull arc.
You are outnumbered and outmatched. None of you will survive my Super Skrulls.
Is that so, creature? We shall see. Avengers, assemble!
Thor immediately begins to turn the tide of the battle, tearing through the supposedly unstoppable Super Skrulls and demolishing the Skrull ship, which forces them to resort to their backup plan. They use Earth's satellites to send a signal that begins killing all of the humans on Earth, so it's a good thing that one of them isn't human. Thor immediately flies into space and destroys all of Earth's satellites, saving the human race. He then comes back down and defeats the rest of the Super Skrulls. Basically, he made up for being missing for half a season. Number 4. Where is Ultron? When Thor attacked Ultron in the previous episode, he was seemingly killed, but the fight goes on. Ultron takes over all the Iron Man armors, so Hawkeye and Black Panther volunteer to hold them off.
Panther and I will finish up here. Go! Yeah, I know. I'm done.
But when all seems lost, their prayers are answered.
Goodbye.
No way.
Where is Ultron?
In the end, it amounts to a few seconds, but it's perfect. The setup, Hawkeye's reaction, and the way that Rick Wasserman's Thor pronounces every single word. This is Bring Me Thanos before Infinity War. Number 3. The Absorbing Man's Folly. The leader has taken over Las Vegas, and Thor is one of the only heroes left, but his strength is soon turned against him. The Absorbing Man absorbs Mjolnir and begins to beat on the Thunder God. Thor seems helpless, but he has a plan.
Fight back!
I cannot, for I am concentrating.
I can't move! What's going on?
You were foolish to take on the essence of Mjolnir, mortal. The hammer's power is not yours to control. It is mine!
This is such a clever solution to the Absorbing Man problem. Thor really was the MVP of these Gamma World episodes. It's a great moment that allows Thor to both use his intelligence and power. Number 2. Thor vs. the CRE Empire. When the Avengers find themselves stranded on the Kree homeworld, half of the team is captured and the other half is desperate to save them. But that's easier said than done. This is the heart of the CRE Empire, home to the most dominant empire in the universe. Legions of seasoned Kree soldiers, ships, and sentries relentlessly pursue the Avengers. Time is running out for their friends, so they'll need someone to keep an entire army occupied.
Go to the Supreme Intelligence. Find our friends. I shall deal with the Kree.
Hear me, Kree! If you truly claim to be warriors, then prove it!
Thor not only takes on the entire army of Hala by himself, but also challenges them as warriors. It's a shame that this moment doesn't end very well. For the Kree, that is.
Your army was found wanting, foul creature. Have at thee!
Yeah, Thor not only single-handedly defeats the entire Kree army, but he then moves on to go help the Avengers in the middle of their battle with the Supreme Intelligence. At the second-to-last episode, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes delivered what absolutely could have been the greatest Thor moment of the entire series. But there was one more episode in the show left, and that last episode decided to give Thor an even greater moment. Number 1, Hear Me Galatis. When I started this list, I didn't know where I would rank everything, but I knew what number 1 would be. There's a reason I play the audio in every intro. I don't have to say anything, I'll let it speak for itself.
It's the end of the world! I'm freaking out! Why aren't you freaking out?
Because I can hear it.
Hear what?
Thunder.
Hear me, Galactus. I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard. But today, above all things, I am an Avenger, and this world is under my protection.
The greatest Thor moment in the series, and it's in the last 5 minutes of the last episode. The music, the setup from Captain America, Thor's speech, all of it. Thor ends the series as he began, as humanity's protector who stands before the unstoppable threat, and talks about how great his power is, not out of pride, but as a warning. It's perfect. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. Thank you all for revisiting this great show with me. There are plenty of great moments that I couldn't fit onto this list, so if you haven't watched it already, please do so you don't miss out. Let me know what your favorite moments are, and let me see how my list compares to yours. With that being said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where
You'll behold in breathless wonder the God of Thunder.